Will SBA EIDL loans be going down to 1% interest rates? Will you be able to get a 20-year deferment and longer out there in terms of repayment? What is happening with the banks right now? But most importantly, how about getting your hands on a business funding A to Z masterful course that'll show you from top to bottom the fundamentals, the body, which are the products and services and how they work, to extra bonus tips and material, extra resources, and a conclusion. I am going to be showing you a sneak peek at one of the best funding courses out there that you will see and perhaps will ever come across. And also, if you've already seen business funding courses out there, how this is unlike anything else in the market. My name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions, and let me jump right into things. If you've been living underneath a rock, or you've just been brought to the attention that EIDL can go down to 1%, and how about 20 years pushed out? Well, there's still a lot of parameters. There's still a lot of internal work that needs to be done to take care of that with the administrators, the senators, etc., all parties. But there could possibly be a 3.75% to a 1% interest rate. To a lot of you, that is not new. But if it is, perhaps, maybe it's just for restaurants who have been fighting back and forth to get that down to 1%. Or perhaps it will be an involvement of every type of industry. And this is huge. But until there is further information on whether that will happen or not, I'll make sure to bring it to you. Now, for the big reveal, I'm going to show you a sneak peek at a business funding course that I've been putting together for quite some time. It's been in the works for years. And it's about to be revealed. I don't want to say it'll happen as soon as next week, but to prepare you that it should be released before Christmas. My intention was to do it then, but it looks like I've been working on it rather heavily, and so the timeline has been much sooner. Before I go onto the share screen, though, and I show you what this course will look like, please give me a hashtag live or a hashtag replay so I know when you are watching. Give me a wave. Let me know where you are tuning in from, what part of the world. What are you looking forward to this fall, winter? And my question to you when you leave this is asking yourself, are you prepared? But more importantly, are you prepared strategically and with the right roadmap to help you move forward in the right direction longer term? Now, let me jump into the share screen here. Now, after this, I'll also go into something quickly with quick EIDL loan alternatives. And while I'm doing this, it's been a long week. Hopefully you guys have been productive. Just before this, I was working on a lot. Good thing I got just over 90% of it taken care of. Now, this is the course that I've been putting together at the moment. What you have here, it's called Business Funding Mastery Academy. And I'm just going to show you a quick snippet and preview of what is to come. I'm putting a few of the puzzle pieces together towards the end here. I'm editing, I'm adding, I'm making sure I'm checking every angle and corner to make sure everything is in place. But here is a preview of what you will get. There will be a welcome video there for you to watch. And then here is a good amount of the material with modules and lessons. And before I flip into any of those, what I do want to say is the reasoning behind making this course. People ask me this, you really took energy and time to create a video course. Yes, but most importantly, I also have written content. If you've been watching me for some time, I blog. Why I created this course and I put the amount of energy and time into it, it's because, for one, I care about you and giving you the amount of value that you need in a step-by-step format. And that's what you'll get, A to Z complete, unlike anything else out there. But secondly, it is because a lot of individuals don't understand how to get business funding correctly. You're jumping through a lot of hoops and hurdles trying to figure out which is the best lender. Or you don't approach it like that and you just say, hey, I'm just going to click a link and go apply here and do whatever it takes. But at least I'm putting some action behind it. And you settle for that. Now, a lot of you get lucky, but at the same time, you get lucky and it ends up going down the wrong path, short and long term. You end up finding out, oh, there was a better way of doing things. Oh, I could have got more here. Oh, there would have been a better relationship there. And that's why it's most important for you to have a strategic partnership and roadmap. And this is why I exactly created this course. Now I can show you individually per person, as I have been doing, what your roadmap should look like. Personal credit, business credit, types of business funding services, how to build up to different levels, how to work backwards if you need to, how to go forward. And so with this course in mind, it'll show you that. As I scroll down here, you will see the modules and lessons. Intro video, make sure to watch that. Continue course. This one is still uploading. Actually, yeah, this one is uploading at the moment. I'm putting, I remade a few videos. And this one, I have to go back into my YouTube studio to look at it. So this one's okay. But if we go back up here, and I've completed certain lessons, so it'll look different for me. Now I come up here. This is where you're likely going to come into business funding origins and strategic approach. Now, like I said, I'm putting some few puzzle pieces together at the end, and I may move some material. I may add some material, may move some words around here or there. But what you're seeing here, it's about business funding origins and strategic approach. This module will go over the origins of where I came from and how I got into business funding, how I have gone from where you are, looking for funding, getting funding, having trouble, to forming other parts of my business, and then getting in the world of becoming a business loan broker. So please proceed to the next lesson by clicking that button below. And why does this matter to you? Why should I care about you? Michael, everything's about me. What's in the best interest of me getting my money? What does you have to do anything with that? This is the first time you're watching. Listen very carefully. So many business owners think that this is only a transaction relationship. It isn't. My deposits are into you as a person. Now, however much you decide you want to open up, that's another question. I'm an introvert. It can be difficult at times. So my depositing, not money-wise, but I'm depositing time and energy to appreciate, to value, to know what you bring as a human first, second, in your business. And so you getting to understand where I come from so you can get a better understanding of my credibility and know, hey, you're in good hands. It's not Allstate, but you get it. Now, let me come back in here to the share screen. Please proceed to the next lesson by clicking the button below. It might show you the lessons, or it might give you a little bit more here. You click on next lesson there. Okay, so you might see the side panel there on the left-hand side. And then down the middle, business funding, start and grow strategically. You'll want to watch this video. And then there could be some resources underneath here, like a questionnaire form in case you haven't filled that out yet, and it'll detail what it's about. And then some extra resources that I'm going to perhaps add more to. But here, you can click, fill that out. It should open up a new tab. You can do that while you are watching this, or if you're done with. And then you can proceed to the next lesson. But what's most important for each and every one of you in your education is to understand that not every video is supposed to be short. You expect less than 10 minutes. I want to get in and out like this, and there's a time and a place for it. However, the majority of us, I know our attention span, especially when we're reading a blog post, I know how long it lasts before it goes away. So what should you do in the case that you're watching a longer than 10 5-minute video? If you said bookmark, winner, chicken dinner. I'm getting hungry, by the way. I haven't had lunch. I'll have a quick protein bar or something like that, and then eat at dinner time. But you guys should understand that it's not about the length of the video, rather the value that you get from that video. If I can make it so concise that you get everything out that you needed in less than 10 minutes, I will. But if it isn't, or in times you will get those golden nuggets and you'll get everything you need, you came here to watch, but you haven't watched the rest of it and you missed out on something, now that's on you. You decided you didn't want to. Now, I can clarify things if you had other things that came up and you just forgot about it. I get that. But we don't make excuses. We bookmark. We come back to that lesson. We watch it thoroughly. We have it on our back end. We listen to it like a podcast while we're walking, while we're in the house, sweeping, brooming, vacuuming, washing the dishes. I don't want to go too deep into that, but point being is, whether it's a 20 to 30, 40 hour video, not every one of them will be, just so you know. Watch it. Read it. If there's a blog post, if there's more content on top of that, resources, pick it up. It's in a format for you that's A to Z. Start with letter A, go to letter B, C, D, when you're ready. I don't want to see something where it's, oh, A and then Z. Just, Michael, just show me. Yeah, but you didn't learn. This is one way to learn, and it's going to be one of the best ways to learn. Now, there should never be an excuse why I never received the documentation, why it took you forever, why this part took you this long, why it had to be regurgitated way too many times. It's not negative. That's not aggressive. That's tough love, tonality raise. Click here to fill out the funding questionnaire, and it should bring you here. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, you guys can't see that because it's on StreamYard. But here it opens up a new tab. If you already filled out the questionnaire, that'll show you something different, perhaps. Or if you haven't, but you have my 6-step pre-approval lending checklist separately, then on that next page, it'll show you, give you a bit of directions what to do. So here I go to next lesson. Hi, Joe. Welcome in. How are you doing? Appreciate the live. Nice. Denver, Colorado. How is it out there? My younger brother just went out there to visit. Luckily for him, he had In-N-Out. They showed me a picture. They kind of rubbed it in my face. It is what it is. I'll have one soon. Over here, my process is and why it should matter to you. In this module, you'll learn what my processes are and what sets it apart from anyone else and why it's most energy and time efficient. Click below to go to the first lesson or the only lesson. You'll probably see something like that. Simple, right? Up here in the top, there's a hamburger, not an actual hamburger. You can click those 3 lines and then there'll be a drop down. There'll be something like visiting the exclusive Facebook group if you're not in there, the business loan questionnaire. And I may add to this, I may subtract from over time. Now in this video, this one's 16 minutes, so it's not gargantuan. But what do? Exactly, you click it and you sit there, or you walk about, you bookmark it, you come back and you watch the content. You dissect what I have to say, you dissect what I am showing you. Now in this video, what I will go through, my processes on how I fulfill on you, how I bring you value. What do I do step by step from initial contact to a perhaps questionnaire? And then what happens after that questionnaire? What else happens at different stages? So watch that video. The reason why I had to put this in here, and I was reluctant to do so, you'll hear me say that. because too many people have expectations. Well, you should have called me. I tried calling you out of the blue. I tried waiting for that questionnaire the way it was supposed to be sent, like a machine gun going off. So this will clarify everything that you need to know and why you are working with the best and why it takes patience, why it takes open-mindedness, why it takes feedback, those three things alone. And if you don't have those, if you only have one of those three, why it could turn into a massive headache. And I'm being very honest because I've been doing this for a long time. My systems, my punctuality, my discipline sets me apart from anyone else. Click here to fill out the funding questionnaire. You're going to see a congruent pattern. And I may move some of those buttons around or add additionals. Over here, resources you can pick up like building business credit, extra material, credit increase / fixed tips, credit repair, and perhaps more of it as I move forward. And I have more to add on. So here, are business loans a good or bad idea? Now we're getting a little bit more, right? Oh, okay, Michael, why didn't you show me the products and services from the beginning? Let me set the record straight here, and I'll go to the comments. If I showed you, here are the products and services, here's an application, or here's how to send me documentation. Be honest with me when I ask you this. Would you really follow through? Some of you say yes, because I'm ready. I know what it takes. Been here before. Not everybody, even if you have been there. You will question every part of the process, guaranteed. How do I know this? I've been in it. I've received funding myself. I know what it is like with the psychology of it. So it's important for you to get the basics, the fundamentals, the who and the how, the characteristics, my processes, my origin story. And as you move and progress, take your time going through these, by the way. It'll help you develop yourself into a better person as well as a business owner. And then I'm actually thinking about, I have a few other things that I kind of left out, like accounting software, but I may add that into the mix. And I have other things on building business credit and a few other lessons and so forth. There will be a lot more additional stuff as we move forward. So in here, have you ever asked yourself, are business loans a good idea and are having a hard time coming to a legit conclusion? This module will give you the ultimate answer. Please click the button below to see the lesson. So some of this may look familiar and where I pulled material from. And it is going to be well worth your time and energy going through these. So again, you go through this, you can watch that video. Next lesson, there's extra resources if you haven't yet picked those up. If you have, you can ignore them. Or I might move some things around in time. Now, are business loans a bad idea? Okay. Did I watch that video? Yes, I did. Let's go to the next one. The who and how of business funding. Find out what it means to be ready as a person first and how to turn your thoughts and images to getting the right business funding. So again, you see some of the lessons there. Preview. Now this video, I would say, is going to be probably the most tough-loving, revealing section. I would say this. This is really where I think it'll hit you. Like, it'll hurt maybe, but it is tough love. Never think of it as being negative or aggressive. You have to hear the truth. Now, you'll watch that again, go to the next lesson. This again is the one that's uploading, so we'll leave that here. I'm putting it in a different format and recreated something. So click here to fill out that funding questionnaire, but this is going to explain to you how your characteristics are getting in the way. So we're completing that right now. You're going to find out how your character ultimately is probably letting you down and what you need to do to fix it. So there's no friction or very little of it. Strategic partnership and roadmap for long-term success. And you'll see some of these where you enter the module and you'll get the video right then and there. Other ones you can't. So you'll watch that again. There's resources. If there's not, you continue to the next lesson. Avoid applying everywhere and anywhere. Here is why. Watch that content. There might be other resources like written material. It might take you to a blog post if you want to watch the blog, read the blog post version too. Be careful of trigger leads. I need to move this. This is the one that I need to make a correction on. Syndication is what it should say. And I have it on my list. I just haven't gone back to it. Click here to fill out that funding questionnaire form. Again, if you haven't already. Next lesson. And again, I have some things with homework. I'm not sure if I want to completely put it all in there. I may put it in certain sections, but there's still some stuff that I have to update on that. Business loan interest rates galore. You'll learn about the different interest rates per products. Now we're getting into the products, right? We're getting into it. Hey, we're steaming it in. We're going into what the actual interest rates, what the products are. So you get to learn about them there, and they update over time, especially prime rates. Go to the next one. About terms and rates methodology. Understand how rates and terms work. This is going to be another tough love section. Getting the best terms and rates continued. Here's another video. That's about 21 minutes. Now, if a lot of these are actually going to reveal who you really are. In the reasoning I wanted to also create this, it's because I don't take BS. I don't take waiting forever, like it's supposed to get done soon, like we were supposed to, and then no feedback. I don't want this friction. I don't want this resistance. Now, going back to this, click here to fill out the funding questionnaire. You'll watch that. Mark lesson as complete. Next lesson. Repayments you have to see to believe. How do repayments work? Okay, let's learn about it. Repayments. There's a 10-minute video. See, not too long. And in this video, you'll learn what it means to have the right repayment and how to work towards it if you can't from the beginning. Mark lesson complete if done. Lesson completed. 8 bank statement issues you must fix and avoid. So this is going to help you prepare before you go in and even learn all about the services and products. You should learn about what it takes. It's like building your business credit profile. Do you get an SBA loan without business credit? Very rarely, no. So yeah, you may know about the product already, but then I want to work backwards. So I was hesitant to put all the products at the very top and then work backwards. It wouldn't do any justification. Excuse me. Hi, Anthony. You need help with funding? I will get back to you in the questionnaire as well as in the emails. Feel free to follow up with one so it shows up at the top. But I've yet to get back to quite a few people. I'm going to the airport here soon. I have to go pick up my mother. She's coming in from California. So go by it step by step. Please do it. Come to me then when you have solutions at times. If you have more problems, it's okay. I don't mind. It's okay. That's what I'm here for, to solve bigger problems. But if you're coming at me with something that was already figured out, something that was already resolved, you need clarification on it, that's a different thing. Just don't exhaust people. Don't do that. Like today, I've been going back and forth the last 2 to 3 hours. I can't even tell you guys. Good thing it happened in the afternoon. I was working with a lot of clients. I had to take phone calls from them, filling out a few applications. I had others who I had to share a few other things with. Getting people into business funding, getting people into real estate financing, similar clients, same clients. Working with the lender, they called me. I had to talk to the underwriters. I had to speak with them. I had to speak with my team. And this was in the span of a lot of it, usually in an hour. But I get it like this. Please send me this and I'll send you it. I'll call you back once I have more information. I'll send you that documentation. Boom. Now, I don't always like to work like that, but it's where I'm punctual. As a business owner, when you work on these things and these habits and these routines, they kick in. You have a pattern of doing it. It's like it kicks in. It's like survival mode. You have to eat. So it's a quick, you get dopamine hits, endorphins firing, oxytocin, excuse me. So you're getting all of these different parts that are kicking in, and you're ready. So back to this. Exactly, Joe. You have to walk before you run. And I even want to put between that jog, because when you're walking, jog, you could say it's the same thing as running. So I get what you implied there. So you're running, you have to. And I've seen your other comments. I do. So I will get back to those of you appropriately. And how warm has it been there? Because I know how Denver can get. I've been there. I was there when it was snowing and just, well, I wouldn't say it was bad. It's just nice. And then the downtown area, it's rather small, which is cool. One thing I have been seeing and hearing, though, from Denver, it's the airport. Like, do you ever suspect anything happening there because of the images that they have at the airport? It's kind of a head scratcher. Now, let me come back to this, and I'm not going to go through all the lessons, but bank issues, boom. And you can comment. So there will be a comment section. There aren't those right now because I haven't had it open. So avoid this bank statement depositing and withdrawing activity. Now, there's another one that follows it up with. So this is where it's going to ultimately show you, like, how are you depositing? I've had to shut down business owners who are doing 2 to 3, 4 million, even more or less, over 100,000, less than 100,000, who are not depositing correctly. Now, hey, business loans types and expectations, you graduated to the next year. You're in your sophomore. Yeah, freshman is over. You put on an extra 90, 100 pounds. Now, over here, this is where you begin to learn about how the different business loans work, what they are. I don't give you, look at this. And there's more that I will have to add. And there's some other ones that I have to create, but it's all there for the most part. SBA loans, all the way down to personal loans. So bank loans, you're going to learn about online and offline bank loans, how they work, how they function. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they right? Are they not right for you? Boom. Mark lesson completed. Got my information. I needed it. Good. Startup loans. How do startup loans work? How do I get a business loan for a startup company? Boom. It's all in there. No questions asked. Over here. Next lesson. Now, there still will be questions asked. I get that. But not entirely or not too much. It'll help. And it'll make my job easier, guys. Like, this is for us to be more energy and time efficient. SBA EIDL loans, how do they work? And I even compared that and I even contrasted it with this SBA 7A loan. Boom. Mark lesson, that's completed. Awesome. I want an SBA loan. I can qualify for it. Michael showed me what I needed, what I'm going to have to supply, et cetera, et cetera. SBA 7A loans and 504 loans. Boom, boom, boom. The list goes on and on and on. You know that song, Life Goes On and On and On. So here we go all the way down to extra resources, business credit. So there will be some like funny, perhaps some like discovery videos. You can learn more about me, perhaps. SBA loans, underwriting, guidelines, mastery, documents that are needed, real estate financing, employee retention tax credit, what to look out for there, any updates, and more things on like business credit building, et cetera, terms and rates, methodology. You got to see all of that. And again, as time goes by, I may add, may subtract too. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions? Maybe is there something you would like me to add to the course that you haven't already given me? I will leave it open for the next minute or two. I just want you guys to know this, that I will not waste energy and time. I am not to want to have that with. Somebody else, you can do that. With me, I'm a very punctual person. Now, if that doesn't seem, well, I don't like that. Then you want somebody who doesn't care enough, or I guess you want somebody who's going to be disorganized. That's what you're telling me. And I never pressure anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm never aggressive. There's a difference between being aggressive and giving tough love, raising that tonality. So I will leave this open for about another minute or two. And while that's happening, with bank loans right now, it's very difficult. Wow. Internally, from what I'm hearing as well. And I have a lot of people on the inside. What is over there happening with Wall Street? What's happening here in my community locally, as a nation, outside of the US? We are expecting the prime rates from 6.25 to go up another 0.75 points. So you're going to be at above 7 points, or seven, I like to say 7 points, but 7% interest. So think about this. I don't have to calculate it, but let's bring out my calculator. And I have another few numbers. That's why I'm bringing it out. So if you're at 7.5, add that prime rate to an SBA loan rate. Sometimes it's 1 to 3%, 1 to 3.75. We'll say 7.5 plus 2.75 at a basis of a 7A standard above 350K. Let's say that. That's 10.25, not variable. So are SBA loans looking as attractive to you anymore? No. That's not even variable. Perhaps it could be, but it could be even a little bit more. It could be to 12.5, 13%. At some point, we're getting to 15%. Now, it's different when we're talking real estate. It's a little bit different. 10.25%. Now, that's not even factoring if we went up. Let's do this. Oh, did I say? Let's do this. Sorry, I meant to say 7%. You know when you use your phone calculator and sometimes it adds a little bit more because you didn't clear it? That's what ended up happening here. So that plus 0.75, you get 7%. So 7% plus 2.75% there. See, that's doing it again to my calculator. So 9.75% or so. So you're still within that 10% range. And then variable, yeah, usually a lot of the times you'll see that 10%. Now, if you're getting an express loan, let's come back to this, plus 0.75 again. You're at 7% from 6.25. Now you can add 3.75 points. Now you're looking at 10.75% for an express loan, perhaps up to 150, up to 350K. Now, why doesn't it look as attractive as it has before in the past? Well, for one, the SBA guarantees the banks are the ones who are lending the money, so that's where it's coming from. Now, how much they are going to give you, you may get less than what a private lender is willing to give you. Think about this. The banks are already having a hard time lending money, how they're raising their interest rates to make money on their fees, etc. How they have to raise that, what's happening to curb off inflation, if it's really impacting the economy and what it will project to impact. That's what they're doing right now. They're projecting the impact. They're bracing themselves by raising these interest rates. And so if you're getting an SBA loan, it's no longer look at an SBA EIDL loan, 3.75%. Could go down to 1%. Well, it's not 6.5 anymore, not 5.5, not 4.75, 3.75, whatever it was before. It's now prime rates plus 2.75 plus 3.75, prime rates plus 1 to 3.75%. Where the banks may say, hey, wait a minute here. And then there's non-banking lenders where I can take you to. That's the advantage. I bet you guys didn't know that. And I explain to you guys this all the time. It's bankers, and then there's other ways of doing it with non-banking institutions, with other private lenders. who may say, hey, we can give you more because we have enough to give you, to disperse to you. We need to move our money around, and you came in at the right time. You have the financials. Let's supply you with that. Boom. And that's just one benefit of many. That's why you work with someone like myself who has those connections. You don't just go submit an application because you heard that they do these types of things. No. There's a lot of stuff you still need to go up on. And so a term loan, non-banking term loan, without collateral, SBA may not even take collateral. They may need to know what you have. They may need to have you put your house on the line or other insurance things, other policies, and perhaps other collateral that they may request. It's different for each situation. You're cash flowing heavily, they might not need it. Now, a term loan, let's say it's an unsecured term loan, you get between 6 to 30% interest or 1 to 3% per month. Unsecured, no collateral. Unsecured, no collateral. Secured with collateral, that's what it's called, secured. Now, if you're given 1% for 12 months, an unsecured term loan with a private lender who's willing to give you 24 months, 18 months, between 1 to 2 years, it makes most sense. Sometimes it makes sense beyond 2 years. Maybe they'll go up to 3. Others go 1 to 5 years. But in that market where they go, I'm going to lend you 3+ years, it's best to go the SBA Express, SBA Standard loan. 3 years and above, hey, well, we'll lend on equipment, higher pieces of equipment, or it makes sense for that return on investment to be more longer term. So what they're saying here is if I can get you more funding than an SBA loan, or, well, I can get it to you unsecured, I can get it to you faster, lesser documentation, don't have to go through all your financials. Private lender is willing to give you more than what you would get with an SBA loan. And then if there's no collateral, ask for. But you want the longer term, and that's what you're looking for. That's a difference. But most people don't understand this, that it's not all about the longer term in all cases. It's about, can I take this money, pay off my debt as fast as possible, whether your payments are low or not? Can I take this money, get it paid off? If I got 24 months, I'll be done with this in 15 months. How do I get more funding? In an SBA loan, it might not be that simple. You may not get the exact amount you wanted. Well, you can work to get one. And then in the meantime, we could get you bridge funding. So we can combine the two, an SBA government-backed loan, and then we can get you one with the bridge funding. So keep that in mind. At 1%, you get $200,000, let's say. So you're paying 12% interest for a year. That's only 12%. That's attractive in this market. A lot of people are going to be diving for that. When an SBA loan, you're looking at getting just about 10%, if not more or less. So if you were evaluated at 12%, even 15% in an unsecured term loan, that's a bargain. And then the contingencies of you knowing that you can pay that off early, no prepayment penalty, early payment discounts are all there. You need that time, it's okay. What do we look at? Refinancing. So if you don't have these things, this is what my course will show you. So no comments. This is a spontaneous live. I didn't announce it beforehand to say I was going to do this. Appreciate you all for tuning in. No other updates. Keep on the lookout for SBA content, EIDL alternatives. I had one on the share screen where I was going to go through the hybrid, but we've gone in time. But there's the SBA 7A loan with one of these new products in these lenders that are looking at getting you approved. And it's an up to 90% approval rate. And it's one that I would jump on and not wait. Don't wait till winter time comes, because not only are the interest rates going to go higher, they may not come back as fast, or they may, but just very little. But the amount that a lender is willing to give, especially from a bank, the reserves that they have, all this money that they're allocating to different projects in certain industries, you are going to be capped. Where you should have been given $300,000, you're probably getting only $100,000. That's a huge drop off. But you have to start somewhere and work up. People go, well, how can I get $500,000 now? Well, they didn't want to take that property. They don't have other kind of property. You have accounts receivables. You don't have anything equivalent enough to that amount. So my question to you is, can you start off initially with what you can get and then build that way? That's what a lot of people do. So that is everything for myself. Look down below. There should be a questionnaire. The course itself, okay? If it isn't down below where you can get in, now it'll be available in time. Maybe I'll update the description, or maybe I'll come out with another video in time saying, hey, the course is full. layout ready to go. Down below is where you can get registered for free and log in. So don't expect that right now to be in there. And I will keep you all up to date. Appreciate you for tuning in. I have to get back to filling out emails, questionnaires, and getting it done. Talk soon. Bye.